Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another episode, Mizfitz Sport Radio. I am your host, Chris. Go around the horn, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen. Introduce yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, damn. PH here.
Graves.
No. Said PH, all right? Let's get it straight.
My bad. You know your name's showing anyway.
There you go. Don't worry about all that. That's a mistype.
Yo, let's call me Sean Kidd. I keep the 40 on me.
AKA Tight Jersey Man.
AKA Papa Main.
Got his wife beat on outside the shirt. Okay.
This from elementary school. I still could fit it. You heard?
Elementary school. I heard that, but let it go.
Just been working out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, what up? It's Chips over here.
Since everybody officially, doing their thing,
Oh, man. See, I should have got mine.
and crack mine.
More fire to the yak, man. More fire to the yak.
More fire to the yak.
But episode 2, you guys, tuned into the first episode. Obviously, you know what we're about. Sports, and more sports with a little twist. We're talking about different events, different things that are taking place in the, current events in the world, in the world of sports. First topic that we're going to talk about. We just recently had a big fight this weekend, guys. We had Danny Garcia versus Sean Porter. Was it unanimous? I think it was unanimous decision, right? Yeah, unanimous decision in the favor of Sean Porter. I'd like to get some feedback there. So, Chips, let me hear what you're saying.
So, first off, I want to say we had many debates. Me and Yitiri over there had many debates about how good is Danny Garcia. And he didn't come through. He was fighting too technically. He didn't want to scrap it up with Sean Porter. And I think basically Sean Porter just bullied the whole fight. Sean Porter started off very slow. I think he was fighting too technical with Danny Garcia, trying to fight Danny Garcia fight. But after like the second round, so it was the third round, is when he started. And what I liked what he did was he didn't just go rushing in. He mixed the technical with the aggressiveness. You know what I mean? So he would lunge at him, and it was the fourth round. I took some notes when I was watching the fight. It was the fourth round. Porter was doing this thing where he rushed in, threw a flurry. He was working the body a lot, but then he'll step back, and then he was feinting at Danny Garcia, and that really took Danny Garcia off his game. He didn't know when the attack was coming. The fifth round, I think Porter got tired because that was his first round. The fourth round was his first round that he was getting aggressive and mixing it up. So I had Danny Garcia win in the fifth round. But after that, it was just more pressure and more busyness from Sean Porter. And I think the judges were right. One scorecard, me and Pop had a little debate about this was, what was it, 118, 114?
No debate, sir.
Nah, it was a debate. That was way too big of a too big of a margin. I had the fight score personally 1 round to Sean Porter only because I didn't like the way he ended the 12th round. He kind of like stepped back and just let the round end. So I think Danny Garcia stole that last round. In the 10th round, we have a chat and we was talking, and I put in the chat that I had Danny Garcia having to win the last 2 rounds in order to win the fight. But in my eyes, he only got the 12th round.
All right, so on to a person that knows boxing. All right, so actually, Sean Porter, he boxed for probably like the first time ever.
First time ever.
He became popular. He actually boxed. He was jabbing. He stayed away. He did the opposite of what everybody thought. I was at the fight. Everybody was like, "Oh, wait till you start throwing headbutts. Wait till you start doing this." He didn't do none of that. Danny Garcia was actually grabbing him more than he was grabbing Danny Garcia.
He grabbed him a lot, definitely.
He was working the body crazy. I give the first round went to Garcia. The second round was kind of like muddy, but you could give that Garcia. From the third round to like the 8th, 9th, Porter was winning every round. Out punching them, outworking them, cutting off the ring.
He outworked them, man. You wasn't. So
Did
you
you
was
see did you see the final punch stats?
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But what I'm telling you is, throughout the fight, even the commentators, they were speaking on how do you want to judge the fight? Do you want to judge your busyness, or do you want to judge?
He was landing though. It wasn't just busyness. He was actually landing.
He definitely.
Listen.
So for one, let's just start off by saying you both agree Porter won the fight hands down. There was no question in that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say, in my analysis from what I saw, yeah, definitely. I think Porter definitely outworked him. Danny Garcia was holding the entire fight, which I think Danny Garcia should have gotten warnings where the referee was warning Sean Porter.
Yo, the referee was letting it rock, son. He was letting everything rock.
He definitely was. But Sean Porter, what I think made the difference with Sean Porter this fight was his attack on the body. I think his body punches and his body attack definitely made the difference where Danny Garcia wasn't expecting it. He was expecting the wild Sean Porter charging in with the headbutts. I think he was expecting that, and when he didn't get that and when he got a lot of those body shots, he realized, okay, let me start trying to go to the body a little bit, but it wasn't working because he couldn't keep it up.
But I think he was getting a little too hurt, too. Also, all of them body shots, like you said, he wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Man, he was
holding. It was
round after round.
Trying to hold on for dear life, trying to slow him down, and shit was just flying.
Let me tell you something. I was in a suite full of Hispanics. And then it was a good number of black people too. But I was the only person that went for Porter. The only person that went for Porter. And it was one dude who made a bet on Porter, even though he thought Garcia was going to win. His bet was that Garcia won't win by knockout before the 10th round. That was his bet. But he still thought Garcia was going to win. I'm like, what are y'all seeing from this dude to make y'all think?
But that's been the whole debate is,
remember,
especially how good is Danny Garcia? And I think it's a product of his pops and their whole team cherry picking fights. Like this was like his first real test. Sean Porter is a rugged fighter.
That wasn't his first.
It's not his first real test.
He lost to Thurman.
Thurman was his first real.
No. I'm talking about outside of the Thurman fight.
He had fights before that.
Nah, but it was cherry picking.
He was losing to Amir Khan. He knocked his ass out though, but he was losing.
But he won though, and Amir Khan, let's keep it 100, is not
his chin is weak, but he's a very skilled fighter.
I hate Amir Khan too, but outside of Amir Khan, I feel like he lost the Devin Alexander fight.
He lost to Lamont Peterson, aka Wayne.
That's what I meant. Lamont Peterson, not Devin Alexander. It was Lamont Peterson. He lost to Lamont Peterson, hands down. That was a robbery.
I think this was his first real fight that was outside of the cherry picking and perfect fight for him, and to big up his style. I had faith in him when the fight he put up against Thurman. I had faith. I was like, yo, this kid might be good. It might not be all show.
Just say,
but Sean Porter.
I'll say this though.
You was right on him.
I think Porter versus Spence makes for the better fight, but I think Garcia versus Spence put more people in the seats. Spence is winning regardless. But
that's a fact.
But I agree. But I think Porter will put a better challenge for Spence than Garcia. Garcia need to go somewhere with his pops.
I think it's going to be harder for Spence to knock out Porter than it would be for him to knock out Garcia.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And Keith Thurman need to. They was booing him every time.
Keith Thurman?
Every time.
But
Charlo brothers.
Before we get off I hate the Charlo brothers passion, but we'll talk about that later. But before we get off of the boxing subject, as far as Garcia and Porter shocked the hell out of me the way he was countering. Like his counter game was on point that whole fight.
Because he was feinting Garcia into countering, and then he was countering his counter.
Countering back. That's crazy. So you can really tell that they emphasized that in training camp.
Definitely did. They definitely.
He had all the awesome moves. He was looking like a boxer for the first time that I ever saw him fight.
Yo, before we move to the next topic,
back to the animal.
Before we move to the next topic, did y'all see the heavyweight fight that came on like 2 fights before that? It was the Polish duel, right?
Bloodfest.
They was singing the Polish national anthem between rounds, saying mad disrespectful. It was so many Polish people in there wilding.
That's because they was in New York. They was in a wild.
He was ready to go.
Yo, they was mad red. That fight should have been 12 rounds. That was a good fight.
Nah, they might have died 12 rounds, bro.
Yo, I forgot, not the Polish dude, but the other dude. I watched one of his other fights before. He ain't never in shape for his fights. All his fights.
Before Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he ain't never in shape for his fights. He's always
when he was on the ropes and he was dead, like I was so surprised that the ref didn't jump in there, because he was literally dead on the ropes. Like, his hands wasn't even. I don't know how he grabbed the rope, but somehow he grabbed that rope on that.
He grabbed both hands.
Yeah, both hands. But he was dead though on his feet. He was supposed to get a standing 8 count or something. I don't know if that was in the rules, but he was dead.
All right, so moving on, we got another big fight that's coming up this weekend. We got Triple G Canelo 2. So Pop, I know this is a pretty good fight in your opinion. What you thinking about this one?
Man, I don't know if y'all been watching 24/7, Triple G Canelo 24/7. If y'all remember how big Canelo was. Or when Canelo fought, what was the black dude he knocked out before he fought Triple G? It looked like him was killed him.
Oh,
he was just bigger than all of these guys. Bigger than all of them.
I know you're talking about
another cherry picker.
If you watch 24/7, your man has his shirt on for the entire episode, and then the last 30 seconds or such, he's in the ring with his shirt off.
Oh, hold on, Pop. Yo, Chips, your house getting haunted, dog? What's going on over there?
I don't know.
You ever see the ghost behind him?
I was checking my stats, but I don't know what happened.
You better put it side by side.
But anyway,
that was crazy. I seen the flashing.
So you saw the flash?
Yeah, when y'all said something, I looked up.
He about to disappear.
He definitely disappeared. He don't look as big and intimidating anymore. And then his corner talking about, they're gonna use his speed even more than he did before. Yeah, you have to. You ain't gonna stand there and throw like you did in the first fight when you ain't eating. And I'm not saying pause. When you ain't eating that roid meat no more, it ain't the same no more.
Mm-hmm. Hit the button, please. Hit the button.
Nah, ain't no button. But
there you go.
Anyway, I got Triple G winning again. Yes, I said again.
Again.
It ain't gonna be close this time neither.
Nah, I highly doubt it. I think he is going to go down sooner than later.
Who?
Triple Canelo. G? No, Canelo. I said he going down sooner than later. I don't see him lasting or hanging on this time.
Chips, obviously we all know how you feel about Canelo. You want to emphasize that, sir?
How I feel about Canelo and Gay Boy, Oscar De La Hoya, that like to dress as drag queen. They both frauds. Yeah, they both frauds. I'm glad he got caught on steroids. This is the biggest cherry picker of them all. He was always overrated. My boy Floyd dismantled him, destroyed him, and then
from?
He did though.
He did.
Talk your shit, Al. Talk your shit.
He dismantled him.
Yeah.
And then Oscar De La Hoya camp decided to put a video on all social media platforms trying to show how close the fight was. When it was a straight demolished, straight school. Canelo is the most overrated boxer in the game today.
Shit.
I don't know about that. There got to be somebody more overrated. So
he's more overrated than Deontay Wilder?
Whoa, what?
No, what are you talking about? Is Deontay Wilder overrated at all? Oh, wait.
Yo, get this thing out of here, man. No, let's stay on topic, son. Yo,
it'll go somewhere else right now.
Holy shit.
Yo, listen. I'm not even going to address that statement that you just heard. I'm sorry, guys, for the blasphemy that you just heard this man Ethan speak. But anyway,
he just almost Canelo, unknown Cuban. Are you kidding? Matter of fact,
what? I'm not hollering at you. I'm not hollering at you. Listen. Canelo lost the first fight with Triple G. It wasn't close. Before the fight was over, we was all chatting, and we said that they're probably going to rig the fight and make it a draw. It's what they did. So what's going to happen, the same type of fight is going to happen. Canelo, like Pop said, is a lot smaller, post-steroid, being caught taking steroids. So now he can't eat the tainted meat. You know what I mean? So he looking slimmer. He's not gonna hit as hard. Triple G gonna kill him. He gonna kill him. Yeah, and there's nothing Oscar De La Hoya can do to fix this one. It ain't gonna happen.
Okay.
Triple G got the double.
It was close
clarify.
Though. It was close though.
It wasn't close.
I feel like the draw was rightfully so.
You out your mind.
I feel like in the first fight, Canelo started off a lot quicker, and Canelo got off more in the beginning of the fight than Triple G.
That's very true.
Landed more power punches and landed more emphatic punches, but Canelo was definitely doing more and moving more. Now, I'd like to say, I think they lying about that Roy meat pause because when I was in Mexico, I ain't get no skinnier and I ain't get muscle, and I ain't get nothing. And that we ate steak all the fucking time, if I remember correctly. But, I ain't even going to bring that up. But I do feel like...
They probably got a private chef down there.
I mean,
they got
word.
It's supposed to be private selection. That much. But as far as... This fight, as far as this fight goes, I don't think it's gonna make it past 6. I think Canelo's gonna get knocked out. Why he wilding? I'm on your side. Look, exactly. See,
look. Canelo, son. Canelo.
Look. What? You didn't listen to who I said.
What happened?
I said Canelo's gonna get knocked out.
Oh.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Apologize.
No.
Apologize.
No.
But I think I don't think it's gonna make it past 6. I think Canelo's gonna get knocked out. I feel like with the whole steroid situation, they're gonna try and play on his speed. But as we've seen before with Triple G, a fighter just having speed and no power means nothing to Triple G. You got to be able to make him respect your power for it to do anything. And if he can't do that without that Roy meat pause, it's going to be over. He's going to hurt him, and he's going to hurt him bad. They're going to stop the fight.
I don't want to say I don't think he didn't respect his power in that first fight, but I don't think he hurt him as much as Canelo thought he did. Even with the Roy
I think he respected him. I think he at least respected it enough to be careful, because he definitely started off careful in that fight.
Yeah, he started off careful, but after a while, I guess he figured, I don't think he was going to get hurt. Well, he don't think Canelo was going to hurt him.
Once he felt the power, I think he was like, all right, this is what it is.
I think the first few rounds, when Canelo got off, it was like,
y'all don't remember when they was forehead to forehead? And they, that was a good fight, man.
Yeah, it definitely was. That first fight was definitely good. But it ain't gonna be like that this time.
That one referee killed it.
Gonna be terrible.
All right. So before we switch topics, Pop, pound for pound, best right now. One name.
Errol Spence.
Chips.
Errol Spence.
PH.
I have to go with Spence too.
Y'all some disrespectful motherfuckers.
I don't care about. Don't say Lomachenko.
You already know it's Lomachenko.
I don't.
You
know what?
it's
I would give Lomachenko, but
So he's 8-1.
I'm about to say he don't have that many fights.
Son,
Get him out of here.
Son, he has like 400 amateur wins. Get out of here.
What do you mean amateur wins? Yo, come on, put the mute button.
I will
Put the pause.
What? I know you ain't trying to.
Lomachenko will be up there, but not right now.
Oh, I can't put the host on timeout. My bad.
Oh,
yes, you can. Why can't you? New host for about 5 minutes.
Amateur don't count, son. Amateur do not count, man. I'm a Lomachenko fan. I'm a fan of his, but he gotta fight somebody. He gotta get in there and mix it up before I get
They ducking him. They don't want to see him.
He might ducking his 8-1 ass.
Okay, so let's see that.
Go fight Terrence Crawford.
That's what I want to see. I lied to you. I would much rather see that than
go fight Gervonta Davis.
Get in the ring with anybody else.
Go fight Gervonta and see what happens.
Gervonta don't want that smoke.
I don't think Gervonta want that.
Don't do that.
Gervonta might be another Bronner. I don't know.
No, stop it, sir.
I think he better than Bronner, but he don't want that smoke yet.
Let's move on.
I think more showtime. Yo, was Jelante I'm sorry, was Jelante you was at the game, so PH and Yitiri, y'all was watching it. Jelante Davis was looking like a little thotty in the stadium.
Yeah,
he definitely had a turtleneck or
the same thing you
like
saw is the same thing we saw. Yes, he was.
Yo, he was
every time he showed the camera.
He throwing up peace signs and ears behind boxing face. I'm like, yo,
looking a little too feminine, you know.
Smiling and giggling all over the place, man. Yeah, I don't like him either, but that's another topic. Let's go.
But next topic, U.S. Open winners. We're gonna start with the men's side because obviously with the women it's a lot to talk about. But on the men's side, PH. Let me know your feedback. Novak Djokovic, he came through and pulled it out at the 6th seed.
He should have. He shouldn't even be the 6th seed. That injury, all of that back shit that happened to him, it was just. I've never been a Roger Federer fan. Hate him.
What?
Hate him. Don't like him. He up there with Tom Brady in the Patriots for me. That's how much I hate him. How about that?
Man.
Yes. I don't really like Nadal either. Mr. Always fake injury and gotta retire.
Rafael?
Yes. Oh, Ghost back? Oh, okay. But nah. Novak, if he can keep it up, I hope he catch Roger. He only 6 back with the Grand Slams. I mean, that sounds like a lot, but I'm holding on to hope.
So I definitely understand the concern. I actually, in comparison to Roger, I never liked Novak.
We complete opposites then, player.
Yeah, I've never liked Novak. I felt like he was always good, but he was too stoic. He was too stale with the way he played. Federer, he was more of a professional. He was more flash in the games. Rafa, he's more just excitement. He's like the only lefty playing right now. So
that's only because he dominated on them clay courts. Man, nobody can beat him there.
True.
Every clay court that was his. Everything was his.
But then everything else was Roger.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Say it ain't
I don't want to hear it. It ain't so, because if it was, he wouldn't have 14 Grand Slams, and Roger would have more than 20. So shut your mouth.
But looking through the results of the match, Djokovic won in straight sets. He won 6-3, 7-6 on a tie break, and 6-3 against Del Potro. So, I mean, I don't know. Del Potro is ranked third in the world.
That don't mean
I personally don't think he's much of a challenge, but
no, he's not. Only challenge is them three.
Yo, hold on. Shout out to my son PH using his PlayStation stream. But continue.
No. First off, this ain't the that shit is retired, dead, gone.
But continue.
But yeah, I mean, I agree with you though. If Novak can continue and stay healthy, I think he's going to be a problem. I think he's going to fight. It's obviously the main three is those three, but it's one thing I saw. Who was it? I think he was either from Italy or France. Team. If you watched a lot of it, who did he fight? I think it's Team Thiem. When he was playing.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking about.
Did you see how far back he was on serves when he was getting served to? I think that's a cheat.
Nah, but you can be that far back. But it's
can't you be in the lines?
No.
So with the serve, your serve has to land in the lines, but you can stand wherever you want, as far back as you want. And literally, when I say this dude was as far back as like the wall on serves, which it gives you an advantage because you have more ground to make up and more time to make up the ground. But I don't know. That was the first time I've ever seen that in watching tennis.
It's definitely an unorthodox thing, but you'll be able to return serve, but how accurate you'll be and where you'll place the ball, once you hit it back, he can be way out of position.
I got you.
So I mean, it's a good return on serve, but after that, you're just leaving yourself out there.
Okay, gentlemen. Women's side: Serena Williams, Naomi Osaka.
The big story, because nobody cares about men's tennis.
Thanks.
We don't know this. We know the Serena and the Venuses and now the Oksanas of the world. No, truth be told. Real talk. Remember her name, Oksana? What's her name?
Osaka.
My bad. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I knew an Oksana when I was in school. So
take another sip.
Where?
Okay.
There you go. Oksana.
How you say her name?
Osaka.
All right.
Osaka.
I know the moms is Japanese.
Yep.
Pops is black though.
Pops is Haitian.
She black, Chris.
She got a little black like a little.
Fix your face.
He darker than you, sis.
Nah, but the big story of the U.S. Open, if you want to talk U.S. Open, it's sad to say, it might be the only sport in the world. I can't think of another sport. And it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just how it is that the women's side of the spectrum for the sport.
Yo, stop being sexy.
Word alert. Spell spectrum.
Spectrums, S-P-E-C, Strum.
I know he was going to do that.
I did that. They can't get me. They can't get me in these streets. But listen, tennis is the way of sisters. Unfortunately, Venus has faded out.
Yeah, just Serena.
Yeah, I mean, Venus has faded out. So now it's Serena. Serena is might be one of the greatest athletes in their particular sport. She's up there with Jordan. She's up there with the Tom Brady's, the Aaron Rodgers, Muhammad Ali's. She's up there in tennis. And unfortunately for, what's her name?
Naomi
Osaka. Unfortunately for her, the big story of the U.S. Open was the fact that Serena got into it with the and how much of a role the decided to play in the match. I was listening to it because I'm not, as you can tell, a big tennis follower, but he called a call about somebody in the stand coaching her, which I guess in tennis, professional tennis, you're not allowed to do. You coach when you practice and then the player shows up, which is the dumbest rule I ever heard because whatever he's screaming from the stands, first of all, is how many people in the stands
screaming.
that she
It was a hand signal.
So it's hand
literally all he did was this.
Coaching her, though.
That's all he did.
Telling her to stay in the lines.
That was literally all he did.
So if that's all he said, what is that telling her to do?
Stay in the lines. He was telling her what she needed to be position wise. But even though he said he admitted to doing it,
he admitted it.
She still didn't see him though.
Because it's 1 million people over there. It's 1 million people in the stand. They're all watching. So it's like for her to get penalized for a stupid rule like that. And when he admitted it, he said, so what? That's what I was doing. This other coach was doing the same thing. And was other people was doing the same. So that was another controversy. Like, are they picking on Serena? And of course, you can go into the racial guidelines, but we're not going to touch that right now. But shout out to Osaka. She did her thing. She won the match. From what I hear, Serena wasn't going to win a match anyway because she just got outplayed, and it happens sometimes in tennis. But I'm interested to see if tennis decides to put more restrictions on how an umpire can get involved in the match.
But hold on, I'm not to take the upside because I'm still a Serena fan too. He wiles up everybody. They went back in history, yes. Bad men players. Novak got points taken away, fines. Rafael Nadal, mad people. It's a whole list of people.
But there's never been a game deduction.
The game deduction was a reach.
So explain that to me real quick before we run out of time on this topic.
I've never seen it happen, so I can't even explain that.
So essentially,
does that mean he loses the match?
No, not the match. So what takes place is if the umpire feels you're being too abusive, normally it's you can get a warning or you can get point deductions. Now, if it's severe to the point of where it's overly abusive, what they'll do is they'll give the opponent a game. So you know how the games go to 6. First person to 6 wins that particular game.
And there's 3 of those normally if you win.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what he did was he gave Osaka a full game.
So if she was up like 3-2,
he didn't even have to get to 6. So he just called one set.
No. He gave her one of the games that got her to 6, basically.
Yeah. So So she really only had to win 5, not 6.
Yeah. So what's your take on it, Pop?
My take is it's kind of different. I think she's playing the women role really heavy. He called what he called. The first thing out of her mouth is, "I'm a mother. I have a daughter." What does it have to do with the game?
Pop about to get fired on this.
That has nothing to do with anything. It's like.
Why would she say I'm a mother? Like what exactly.
I don't remember what was the first thing said though. I don't know what made her say that.
What made her say that was she was like, "Don't call me a cheater. I have a daughter." I get the fact that don't call me a cheater part. I understand that 100%. I've never cheated before. Don't call me a cheater. I won mad times. Don't ever call me a cheater. But the fact that you're a mother has nothing to do with it.
But maybe she was trying to say that.
She was trying to say, I'm a woman and you treat me different because I'm a woman. That's what she was saying.
Well,
you ain't do that with none of the guys. You don't do it. Guys have said words. That
was spoken about on sports radio all over.
When she called him a thief, right? She called him a thief. He took that's when he took the point away.
He took the game. Yeah, that's when he took the game when she called him a thief. Yeah.
When she called him a thief. Was that enough? I don't know if that was enough. But what I do know is her bringing up the fact that she's a woman and a mother it don't mean anything. The person she playing against is a woman too. He ain't treating her any different. If they could have stopped, she kept on going. She kept on talking about it. She kept on asking. After they had the talk and everything was cool, he took what was it? He took a point away, right?
He took a point away first, yeah.
And then it was like she was confused at why he took a point away. Like she was trying to make him say, "Yo, say sorry right now."
Yeah,
that's
what they was talking about on the Michael K. Show. Shout out to the Michael K. show. I listen to y'all all the time in New York.
Hold on, this ain't no shameless plug time. What's wrong with you?
Well, I tell you what, you got to shout out to other people. You know what I'm saying? It's all right. I listen to them, but that's what they was talking about. That. It wasn't the fact that she argued the call, it's the fact that she just kept going. And when is that line in any sport where a ref has to give a technical, has to give a red card, and this Serena crossed that line in order for her to get that game? Was it justified? Or was the wanted to be part of the story so bad that he took a game? That it was so unprecedented that he would take a game from her.
I'm 100% okay with her being upset with him calling her a cheater. I mean, those wasn't his words, but that's what the insinuation was. That
how far can she take it?
I'm okay with the arguing because she's right. They do argue. They do that.
No, but do you argue that at that in that moment?
I'm okay. But argue about what's happening. Don't argue.
What I've been saying is keep it on topic.
Yeah, just keep it about the sport. Yo, don't call me a cheater, man. I ain't never cheat. I won this. I did that. I did this. I did that. You don't gotta say, yo, well, you ain't do this for men. You ain't never do this. When a guy do that, because in the heat of the moment, you don't even really know what he has done or haven't done. You really don't know. You just feel like, yo, son, you getting sponsored by Heineken? Drinking a Heineken with a Heineken shirt on?
First of all, sir, that is a ginger ale. Cheap brand too.
I'm about to say that's the
dollar store brand.
That's the corner of ginger ale right there.
I just had to get a new whip. I can't afford Schweppes right now.
Oh yeah, keep it about tennis, baby. We love you, and shout out to what's her name, Chips?
Oksana.
There we go, baby. Shout out to her, cause she had to hold it down through all of that, through all the nonsense that was going on.
I feel bad for her, man, because nobody's focusing on her being one of the greats.
She still had. Well, come on.
Hold on, sir.
You said beating or being?
Beating.
Okay. I do have mute control.
I don't even know her name. I don't know her name. How she gonna be great?
You was about to get it.
I was about to mute your mic just now, fam.
She ain't even Osaka. She Oksana. So I mean, shit.
But yeah, shout out to her, man, because she not even the story. And before we get out of here, I'm gonna make it about race. She black, yo. They want to say she's the first Japanese person to blah blah blah. Yo,
tell Chris that.
Black.
Tell Chris that.
Black.
Tell Chris that.
She's black, man.
She registered from Japan. She ain't registered.
And she need to have her father's last name.
From where? Yeah, say something. You piece of
she don't have her father's last name. She does have her mother's last name.
Her mom's trifling. That's why.
That's right. That's the Deuce Heady talking right there.
More fire.
All right. So tennis was obviously fireworks, to say the least. Also this weekend, thank you, Lord, football season kicked off, gentlemen. I couldn't wait for FanDuel. I ain't make no money, but I couldn't wait.
I tell you this. I won the Super Bowl this weekend, so the rest is
go ahead, go first, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. What's your recap, PH, of week one?
Forget everything else of the weekend. Just Monday Night Football, that 7 o'clock game.
What happened?
Woo.
Donald threw an interception, and then I turned the TV off. I ain't see the word.
First NFL pass.
I turned it off after that, so that means that's all that happened.
Running around, ran to the right side of the field and said, "Oh, let me throw it over to the left." Threw the ball, some crazy wild pass.
Yo, Chris, what you doing over there?
He ran it back. Yeah, don't hide, Chris. Come on, show your face. Cause
Nah, let him hide because he drinking cognac out of a water glass.
Soon as that interception got ran back, I was like, let me go get the gas can and batches ready. Cause Chris' house is getting burnt to the ground.
Wow, what did you have a bet?
No. Chris is a USC fan, and he was backing Darnold to the death. That's my man. He the most NFL ready quarterback out of the whole crew, everything. So, but I have to give it to him, even though he did throw that.
What was that? I don't even know what you just did right there.
Good.
And
I don't even know what that was.
Points.
He did some thought shit with his mouth.
So don't do that again.
Yo, PH, go ahead and do it again.
Yeah, that's what you did, huh?
What you did, PH? Go ahead and do it again.
No. Exactly.
Oh, shit.
Anyway,
obviously, your takeaway from week 1 was Jets.
Well, nah. Well, I mean, the whole week was great, and just having that football back was just like a breath of fresh air, son. And I don't know why you're showing that San Francisco.
Yo, y'all lost, right?
They had a terrible game.
Hey.
Terrible.
Played against a very good team, sir. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful, fam, because y'all lost 2, so it's all right.
Against a very good team.
Well, I'm about to say they played a very good defense. One of the best defenses.
Who, the Giants?
And we didn't?
Yeah. Y'all played the Vikings, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they played a good defense. And from the episode last week, I guess let me pick up. The Vikings might be showing me like I'm wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you was ready for it. I was definitely gonna bring that back.
So what you said? The Vikings was gonna what? Flop?
No. I said, I guess you could say I said they was gonna be the biggest disappointment. I said that they wasn't going to be able to take that next step, even though the next step is a Super Bowl for them. But I felt they was going to have a big drop-off from what they was able to do last year, the way they shocked everybody.
Well, I just like my hype. I'm hyped because the Jets won. It was a crazy game. Ain't nobody expected. First off, it was the Lions, and it was week
so disappointing. Yo, the
Lions
have to be
the NFL season. I got stuff to look forward to, but it is still 15 fucking games left. Ain't no telling what these teams is going to be because they had a bad game.
Yeah, week one is still preseason.
Yeah, so I'm taking it as it is. Like Darnold had a bad start. That first pass was terrible, but he kept his poise and he played amazing for the rest of the game. Wasn't throwing no wild passes. He was putting passes on point, making good reads. It was a breath of fresh air, like I said, because
talk about somebody else in the NFL.
Wait. So I was getting ready to ask him. I know you're a Jet fan, but is being non-biased because we are a total sports show. Mm-hmm. Was Sam Darnold's debut and thrashing of the Lions the biggest story in Week 1 for you?
For me, yes. Yes, it is. Let me explain why.
As a fan or as a football fan?
As a fan.
Okay.
But as a fan of the Jets. But that's for me. Being a Jets fan, I've been a Jets fan since Wayne Corbett and Keyshawn Johnson was on the team. So, it's just...
Yeah. All right. Next.
Exactly.
Somebody cut his mic off. I'm about to mute him. Pop.
Yo, man, the story was Aaron Rodgers. That was a story, man.
Yo, you beat me to it, son. You beat me
to it. We got the Homer Homer Simpson over here. I want to talk about the Jets for 15 minutes.
And he don't even live there no more.
So what?
You a Panthers fan?
Negative.
Yo, Cam Newton had a really good game.
He did.
Yes, he did. Surprisingly,
he looked more accurate. It's one game, but he looked more accurate than I've seen him since his MVP season. By the way, Chris was rooting for Kaepernick that year.
So
Donald's a top 5 pick. He's a top 5. I mean, not pick. Top 5 story. Who else was there? It might be the second story, honestly, or the Jets as a whole. Not Donald. I'm sorry, the Jets as a whole, because they dominated in every part. Offense, defense, special teams. They scored every which way.
they
It was
did.
the Lions. The Lions, look, they disappoint every year.
They broke Stafford ribs.
Oh, he got hurt.
Did y'all see? No, he came back.
He came back. But the way he got hit, definitely looked like he got his ribs broke.
Yo, he looked like he couldn't breathe air in. Like his face looked crazy. Yo, Chips, man. Yo, Chips, we gotta talk about this, man.
Talk about what?
Fine. Who we gotta pay to get Eric Flowers killed, fam?
Now, see, I didn't want to see the game last week, all right? So that's part of my NFL recap, all right? So I'm going to start with that since you led me into that. Listen, this dude got to go. Man.
Gotta go.
I was listening to somebody today, and they said, "Oh, well, who you posting in the chat? Shannon
Sharp, yeah.
Yeah, said the only thing for him to do now is to play equipment manager, yo. The dude is a bum. I don't know how he still has an NFL job. I don't know what somebody sees him. I don't know what tragedy he's been through that nobody wants to tell him no, but the guy can't play football.
He was playing against the top defensive line.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't care.
I don't want to hear it.
All right.
So if you have a decent rest of the season, you ain't gonna apologize?
Say what?
You said
If
what?
you don't have a decent the rest of the season, you're not gonna apologize.
You don't go sit
No, he's not gonna have a decent. I've been going through this for 3 years.
Okay, now so you see how you feel right now? Now when I was wilding about my Jets,
Don't talk about the Jets. Yo,
exactly.
Listen, let me finish. But listen, that's number one. Flowers got to go. I don't care. Like it's amazing how he still has a job. I don't know why they still have faith in this kid, but he cannot play football. He's not a lineman. He needs to find something to do. He needs to join my man from the Cosby Show in
bags from grocery.
Trader Joe's.
in Trader Joe's or something. Cause
Nah, he need to be a homeboy from Ballers. Nah, hell no.
What, the dude that was selling cars?
Yeah, but he a GM now. That's why I said hell no. But he need to be a car salesman.
Though, and they wanted him to come back, so he definitely ain't the same.
Yeah, nah.
But the big story about week 1 for me was, like Pop said, Aaron Rodgers, but also ties into the Raiders. How big of a disappointment was the Raiders? And you had so many levels to that game. Mac was looking like a monster at the beginning of the game. The pick 6, that was probably one of the most athletic things I've seen a player of his size able to accomplish. Like, it was crazy. I don't even know how he intercepted the ball off a block.
He sensed the way they were blocking him.
Back from the screen. He stepped
Yeah.
back.
It was a step back from the screen.
Yeah,
He seen how they was blocking him. He knew what it was.
That's crazy, yo. That man is so that they trade him to that team, and he has to play them, and it was crazy to me. Aaron Rodgers.
Breaking news. Didi has hit a home run.
they still losing 10-5.
More fire.
They still losing 10-5 though.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying. Aaron Rodgers is so. I think after that game, he re-injured his foot.
Oh no,
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
It was his knee.
His knee.
his knee.
Yeah.
So for him to come back down 20 points, and I was watching some of these passes he was throwing, just so on the money. Like it's like his accuracy is crazy, and for him to lead that team back down from 20 is amazing in itself. Like I think it's time. Is Aaron Rodgers better than Tom Brady? You have to ask that question. The same way you had to ask the question was John Elway better than Joe Montana?
Anyway.
Ain't nobody ever asked that question.
Yeah.
Nobody disrespect.
No, that is a question. That is a question.
Yeah, that's your question.
Because John Elway's talent was, some would say, better than Joe Montana's, but Joe Montana had the Super Bowl and rings to show for it.
John Elway
only had a cannon, son. Like he could throw the ball.
He wasn't super accurate. He wasn't as exciting or as climatic as fucking Aaron Rodgers, dog. Stop it.
Joe Montana was the greatest quarterback ever until Tom Brady. So it's different. It's completely different. Don't you ever disrespect.
You sound like a homer. I'm trying to be unbiased.
That's not really a homer.
Nah, a lot of people feel
I'm trying to be biased. The debate was had. So is Tom Brady Joe Montana and Aaron Rodgers John Elway of that time?
So let's put it this way. When Aaron Rodgers won his Super Bowl, who did Aaron Rodgers win it or did somebody else win it for him? Point blank and simple. Aaron Rodgers won that Super Bowl. When John Elway won that Super Bowl, if it wasn't for TD, John Elway wouldn't have none. Point blank. Period.
You can't, but you sound like you denying John Elway's talent. You can't do that now.
Yeah, I'm denying the comparison.
Yeah, the comparison.
Compared to Joe Montana, yes, he's not there.
The way people compare Rodgers and Brady, they didn't compare Elway and Montana.
They might have compared.
No, I don't think they
compared Dan Marino to Joe Montana. I'd give you the Dan Marino comparison.
Sure, I'll give. I give Steve Young Montana over Elway Montana.
Oh no!
No, I'm not saying who's better. I'm just saying the comparison.
Well, that's only because of the team that they played for.
No, because Steve Young had more skill. He had more tools than Montana.
He was like my man John Elway.
Like Aaron Rodgers is more mobile.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, he's more. No, I'm not comparing John Elway to Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying if you take the errors.
Nah.
And
because Elway era was.
Joe Montana was done pretty much by the time John Elway won twice.
Yeah, but it was close. It was close enough.
All the way done.
Nah, he was already.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play. Hold on. Cut the shit. Chips just spilled yak. Chips just spilled yak. That's so disrespectful.
Listen, y'all get me riled up here. But anyway, all right. So let me go back to my point.
Yeah,
so, how do you compare Tom Brady to Aaron Rodgers? Because that performance he put on was A1, and although he doesn't have the championships and Super Bowl appearances that Tom Brady has, I don't know if Tom Brady can put together a game like Aaron Rodgers put together last week, although being week
tripping.
1.
You're tripping. Prisoner of the moment right now. I state this moment right now, which is absolutely a prisoner of the moment. Yes.
You think I am?
Don't trip and forget that Tom Brady threw for over 500 yards in a Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Listen. Tom Brady is the most accomplished quarterback ever.
That he is. That's what I said.
Aaron Rodgers is more skilled than him. That's the comparison. That's the comparison. Okay. That's what it is.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So that's why I asked, where do you and you guys can each take one give your opinion one at a time.
It's just something.
How do you compare the two? Who's better than who? Who's number one? Who's number two?
Listen,
Tom Brady is number one.
I hate Tom Brady, and I would have to say he's number one.
Of course, he's number one.
I hate Tom
I don't think
Brady.
he's number one.
Did you forget?
He's not better than Aaron Rodgers.
The Falcons in the Super Bowl.
I don't care. He is not a nicer quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. So let me answer this question. Answer this question. You talking about? All right. He came back. It was a 20-0 deficit in week 1 of the season, but Tom Brady came back down 25 in a Super Bowl.
28-3.
Listen, you put Aaron Rodgers in that Bill Belichick system and give Aaron Rodgers the weapons that Tom Brady had.
Whoa.
What are you going about? What are you
only
going
weapon
about?
Tom Brady got is Gronk.
That's not the only weapon he had, man.
All right, so wait, hold on. Before anybody I can't believe I have to do this. Jesus Christ.
That's not the only weapon Tom Brady had. Stop it, fam.
Let me answer this question. Other than Gronk and Randy Moss, before they got there, who was a weapon on the Patriots?
Then you got to take it to Bill Belichick's system. It's Tom Brady, and that's always the debate.
You just said
he had all of these weapons.
Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady's weapons.
What
weapons?
Wait. Al, I can answer your question, Al.
Go ahead, Pop.
Matt Castle was in Bill Belichick's system. Where is Matt Castle right now?
Which is why
Kobe Brissett was in Bill Belichick's system.
Which is why I combine the two.
Jimmy G. Yeah, Chris.
Tom Brady.
How many had 3 interceptions?
Tom Brady.
Porno star dating.
Actually,
interception throwing.
He really threw 2. One of them shouldn't have been on. What was it?
I don't want to hear that shit because they killed Eli for anything. Eric Eli was step in front of him, it bounced off his head. Somebody intercepted for pick 6 is Eli's fault.
Of course.
Jimmy G had 3 picks. And he went to Team Z with a porno star.
So this is why I combine the two. I said you have to take Bill Belichick's system and the weapons that Tom Brady has had. Aaron Rodgers has neither of those. All right. So that's why I said.
God. Whatever, man.
All right. So Chips said his week 1
better quarterback,
and then it led into Aaron Rodgers being the greatest quarterback ever. So
not
ever. I didn't say ever.
Listen, all I know is my breakout players from last episode, they broke out, baby. Mahomes, he had a crazy his arm is crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
His arm is crazy, man. And he used all his weapons.
He
actually, he did not use. Like that's what I was getting ready to say. He did not use Travis Kelce at all.
Listen, man, he had
how many fantasy he had? One.
I don't even know.
Maybe.
I don't want to talk about it. Jimmy Graham had a horrible week 1. Oh my gosh.
And Trubisky had a good week also. I think they got a little conservative, but I think my guy stepped up, man.
So my week 1 recap, I'd have to put Khalil Mack number 1. That whole situation, like, and Chips touched on it, the impact that man had in that game. He had a sack fumble.
Crazy.
He had a pick 6.
And don't forget, he was only on that team for 9 days.
He had only been on the team for 9 days
before the game they played.
And that
I'm not playing that much too.
What play was that too? The big drive with Randall Carr running for the touchdown. He was the one that almost made the tackle. So just imagine the shape that this man has had to be in. And then when you look at the other side of the spectrum, the Raiders got no pressure on Jared Goff. They couldn't get any pressure on him at all. He had
I wouldn't say that. Bruce Irvin got to him a few times, but not enough.
Majority of the game, he was squeaky clean. He had a clean pocket to pass out of. He had plenty of time. That was a lot of their issue. They couldn't apply pressure without having to send a blitz. Literally, the Bears maybe blitzed a few times that game, and that was towards the second half. But then in the comparison, or to jump into what Chips was saying about Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, I agree. Aaron Rodgers is a hell of a talent, but you really have to look at it from this point of view. Aaron Rodgers in that second half literally had to play Tom Brady football. He had to play timing with his wide receivers.
Yep, he
He
couldn't
couldn't
hold the
run
ball.
around and
He definitely had to get it out there early.
That's literally all
Exactly.
Tom Brady does. Tom Brady's whole offense is a timing offense. It's you better be in this spot. I'm letting it fly.
Yeah,
Fly.
immediately.
So I think Aaron Rodgers showed a new dynamic that he can play pocket ball. Pause. Mad pause. Oh shit. But he can he can play pocket presence football, and he can still be accurate. Most of the time, we know Aaron Rodgers for making plays, extending plays, and making big passes. But I think that was very impressive.
Nobody's more accurate than Aaron Rodgers in football right now.
There was
That's a false statement.
That's not false.
I think Drew Brees is more accurate, personally.
No.
Nobody's had a more accurate season than Drew Brees, if my memory serves me correct.
Yeah, I think it is. But speaking of Drew Brees, Ryan Fitzpatrick game.
It's magic. Why does PH always bring shit back to the
another Jets?
Yo! You
No,
just as
hold
bad
on.
as Chips with Carmelo and the Knicks.
Hold on. Hold on, wait a second.
Oh, God.
That has nothing to do with the Jets or anything. That game was really crazy, though.
No, it was.
Nobody's 400
If Jameis
yards.
Winston was the quarterback, would you have brought it up?
If it was the same game, yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
But
Jameis Winston, I was just as surprised.
Is never known to throw the ball down the field at all. He threw like 3 deep passes.
Whoa. Yes, he is. Actually, Ryan Fitzpatrick's issue was that he passed too much, and he would throw a lot of picks. But he ain't never have a problem.
He don't have
firing
no
off them shots, boy.
Nah, he definitely don't have no arm strength, son. Never
Like
had
Chad
the arm
Pennington?
strength. Yeah, no. Ain't nobody like Chad Pennington.
Y'all Chad, man.
Nobody was like Chad Pennington, but that was another great, crazy game, son. Deshaun Jackson had another.
Yeah, man. Everybody think Deshaun don't got it no more. He still
Exactly. He came back out like.
You know what it is? Ryan Fitzpatrick has no fear. He don't care. If he gets it picked, he like, hey, I'm back at it. The one thing with Jameis,
exactly.
He's a real old school quarterback. He's a real old school quarterback. It's part of football.
That was the same difference when you look at Tony Romo going to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he's scared to pull the trigger. Tony Romo let that shit go. That's the difference, honestly.
You hear that, Huff? They talking about your man, Huff.
Who, Dak Prescott?
No.
Who?
Romo.
Oh. I like Romo. Romo was all right.
Romo was gay. Shut up.
Yes.
But all right, gentlemen. So that's all of our sports topics here. Pop, we got a surprise for him, man. What's up?
So I think every podcast we should just do a off the sports topic, something current events. So I think we're gonna go with the whole Nicki Minaj Cardi B fight, man. It's gonna get real chatty patty in here. You heard?
It's gonna get chatty patty. But we're going to do speed rounds.
You can take the hood. You can take the chick out the hood, but can't take the hood out the chick.
So everybody got 2 minutes. We're going to do speed rounds on this answers. So we're going to let
I'll go first.
We're going to let Pop go first. Go ahead, Pop.
All right. First of all, the chick from Love and Hip Hop did not put a knot on Shorty head. So everybody stop with the nonsense.
I don't even know who Love and Hip Hop. I'm not interrupt you.
They were saying Ali chick.
Right.
Yeah, that ain't happening. What she should have did was act calm, get close enough, and then pop off. Word, man. Oh, you could have hit her with the shoe when you got closer. Oh, she could have rocked her shit. But yo, they just gotta shoot the foul. Get it over with, then they can get on stage like Meek Mill. But girls don't make up, matter of fact.
They definitely don't. And I don't think Cardi is making up with nobody at all.
Foxy still ain't talked to what's her face, so
Lil' Kim.
But like you said, can't take the chick out the hood, man. She's been the same person, Cardi, been the same person since she broke out.
Y'all think they shouldn't be fighting on Fashion Week, wherever the fuck they was at?
Man, listen,
I think that. Yeah, I think that, yo.
On site.
On site. On site, baby.
That's what's wrong with my.
On
That's what's
site.
wrong with my people. I mean, she's Hispanic, but she's still my people. She
You better
from
be
the
glad
hood.
she ain't cut her.
Word.
Words.
Let me take my 2 minutes to give my little 2 cents on this. So, first of all, Cardi, you're wilding. All right, you're wilding. There was plenty of opportunity for you to handle that.
I wish I knew this
outside
person
of-
in real life that's saying this.
That's what.
Keep going.
So you could have it's plenty of times like Pop said you could have got close to her outside the event. You in a big fashion event. It's mad cameras out here. Now let me ask you: do you think they inviting your ghetto ass back to one of those events just for you to walk the red carpet after you done did some? You threw a shoe and then got a knot on your head. And the wildest part, she gets donkey of the day for me. Because she had to take that walk of shame with the knot on her damn head. And she was really trying to look like it didn't faze her. And I saw a meme with a young picture of her. And the shit said, it didn't even hurt. And that shit had me because that was her face. She was walking out the venue with the speed knot on her head, yo. Like, come on, yo, you took an L, man. And
you just say all copyrights for Donkey Today go to Charlamagne the God. I don't need no.
Yo, you said she ain't taking no
I
L.
don't want no smoke.
She took an L, son.
Shout out to Charlamagne the God.
We got being the God right here, so we all right.
She did not take no win there.
She didn't take no L.
She took an L, son.
No.
She embarrassed herself, and she walked away with a knot on her forehead.
Why she embarrass herself? If it was at the BET Awards, you wouldn't have cared.
Yes, I would.
You wouldn't know.
That's mad racist. That's racist. Do you have that drop, sir?
I have this. Fuck out of here.
PH, what you think?
That's racist. Any big event, yo, she was supposed to wild out like that. She could have did it different. We from the street.
Like I was saying, she's always gonna be that way. She ain't gonna never change. And she gonna be ratchet.
Words, man. Give her some time. She just got out the hood.
You saying give her time? He just said she never gonna be that.
Change that, son. I don't think.
It'll change.
Let me take that back. She'll calm it down a little.
Yeah,
maybe, but she's still gonna be ratchet. She's still probably on site. She see you.
And she gonna pop on you when she see
exactly.
You. Man, you work in the Bronx. You better be easy, fam.
You might get me. You tell all my business on the podcast.
She go Gun Hill Road Chips. That's what we call them.
Yeah. Matter of fact, see me at JFK. See me there.
Gun Hill Road Chips.
Gun Hill Road Chips.
That's his new name.
I don't know. I feel like ain't shit gonna change. I feel like no matter what, from what I hear, because I don't know the details of it. The bitch was talking about her kid. Everybody know you talk about somebody's kids is on site no matter what.
Yo, Cardi was just looking for a reason to pop, son. She wasn't so long.
You think it was just no matter what?
Yeah, son.
Well,
they clearly don't like you.
I don't keep track of it, so I don't know. I feel like no matter what, you talk about somebody's kids, it's smoke.
You know how when you don't like somebody already, and then you just like somebody could say the smallest shit, like nah, son, I don't
like what did she really say about her kid? Anybody know that?
She didn't say anything. I
have no idea.
Somebody else said something and she liked it.
She liked the comment, yeah.
Oh, you see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. She just ready to pop.
Yeah, guilty by association, fam. Smoke.
She just ready to pop.
But again, they need to be glad she ain't pull a razor out of titty or nothing on some Rico shit. The kid was pulling razors out of everywhere. Like, you need to be glad she ain't cut niggas.
It was a hold me back. That's all it was.
Yeah.
They ain't really want to
For everybody. They
hell back.
ain't want no real smoke.
Got a knot right upside her damn head.
Yo, keep on saying that, son. She run the Bronx. You better chill.
All right, man. I'm just saying. She caught that L.
Nah, don't lower your tone now. Keep that same energy.
She caught that L. She caught that L. She took that walk of shame with that knot on her head.
Get us out of here, Chris.
All right, man. Another fun episode. Guys, appreciate your input. Appreciate everything, man. This is what
Yo,
we
don't forget, like and subscribe.
Oh, shit.
And like, subscribe, and leave your comments on the debates that we have during the show every week. We like to get everybody's take on it.
Write about chicks in the comments about him.
Definitely write about
I like to debate. Write about me. Aaron Rodgers, better talent than Tom Brady, man. I'm out.
Appreciate our new guest today, PH, stepping in the building. Wolfman Jack, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pop, as always. Tips, Instigator.
Yo, Bob Black, do say.
Till next time, we out.
Bob Brown, yeah.